Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Greetings, divine spirits of the Holy Trinity, in the Emerald Order of New Lemuria. Happy Samhain, All Hallows Eve, as the veil between worlds lifts and we see with the eyes of our spirit the true nature of reality. Within the depths of the mirror of our mind that is cleansed and purified, all things are reflected perfectly, and all is revealed in this revelation of truth. Our elders and ancestors are with us now. We stand upon the shoulders of our ancestors. We cherish and honor our ancestors and lineage with our good teachings and will. Many of our people over the centuries lost their lives to perfect and bring us all the sacred arts and teachings we have with us today. Everything we do in this now affects our ancestors and lineage, 7 generations in the past and 7 generations in the future. All is connected through the space-time continuum, through the pure presence of this now. We are all linked through the web of life, and every action, thought, and feeling reverberates through this fabric of space-time. Every action we take and movement we make is a butterfly effect that contributes to the whole holographic field. That is why we make peace with every step, with right action and positive intent. You are an important piece of the puzzle of the great mystery. We are weaving the new dream with our pure intent, our visions, our dreams and synchronicity. It is time to live your passion and your true heart's delight. Nothing holding you back but doubt and fear, and that was all part of the false 3D matrix, which no longer has a hold over you. With the faith of the Christos and the courage of our lion nation of Lyra, we rise in the dawning of the new golden age of eternal life. The nature of the universe as a divine hologram is that every piece is an exact replica or reflection of the whole. In this simulated reality, every vibration and frequency is a harmonic resonance with Source. When energy goes out of resonance, or what we may call chaos, it is the power of our almighty I Am presence that brings the energy into alignment and divine harmonic with the frequency of love and bliss. We laugh and smile our way to freedom. It is with our love, joy, compassion, kindness, and light that we guide the holy presence, the creative principle, to bring all into divine coherence. All interference patterns are merely obstacles and distractions along the way that are overcome and resolved in the unborn mind of Buddha, which is our pure awareness. Be the guiding light for all the world to see, your sacred self, one with the Great Spirit, Wakan Tanka, the Great Mystery, Aho, Cristo, Samana. We have a lot of powerful energetics flowing in today with these solar flares and CMEs. These are all assisting us in these great activations for the 111 portal tomorrow, which is All Saints Day, and then the 1111 gateway on the 11th and 19th with the powerful lunar eclipse. This is it. We are in the Great Awakening, the Quickening, 333 flowing in. We had many activations all over Pachamama in the last 24 hours. We had 109 M1.5 or greater earthquakes in the last 24 hours, and most powerful in the crown chakra of Lemuria, 5.6, Sandpoint, Alaska. Earlier today, Rosita, Texas, on the border with Mexico, 3.3, 3 kilometers depth, another 333 activation flowing in. Kermadec Islands on the Ring of Fire, 4.9, 13 Divine Goddess. Puerto Rico, 3.2, Divine Masculine, New Atlantis Energy. Indonesia, 4.6, Solomon Islands, 4.8, 12 Divine Feminine. Thailand, 4.6, British Virgin Islands. We had 2 activations of 3.8, 12, 12 portal. Afghanistan, in the sacred portal were the 3 holy mountains, Tian Shan, Celestial Mountain, Kunlun in the middle, Himalayan in the south with a 4.1, 236 kilometers depth. British Virgin Islands 4.0, Indonesia 4.3, another activation, Kermadec 5.0, New Zealand 4.3, Indonesia 4.0, southeast of Loyalty Islands 4.9, 13, the Divine Feminine, the Red Queen, Japan, Bonin Islands 4.2, South America, Argentina, San Antonio de los Cobres 4.0, Banda C 4.0, in the heart of Lemuria, Pahala, Hawaii 3.1, Vanuatu 4.5, Council of 9 coming in, 37 kilometers depth, 37 into 73, heaven on earth, Chile, South America 4.2, 117 kilometers depth, 1771 mirror of the double Q, the Quelle source, Sandpoint, Alaska 5.6, another crown activation, Vanuatu 4.4, Divine 44 coming in, Sakhalin, Russia 4.1, Tanabe, Japan 5.1, Funaishikawa, Japan 5.1, Big Spring, Texas 3.0. The whole ring of fire again, totally lit up, totally activated. The goddess rises, and we rise with her. 6-dimensional energy flowing in. Let us continue with the Sabian symbols. Right now, the moon is at 16 degrees, 1 minute Virgo, and the sun is at 8 degrees, 45 minutes Scorpio. The current Sabian symbol for the sun, 9 degrees Scorpio, a dentist at work. The current Sabian symbol for the moon at 17 degrees Virgo, another 17 activation, a volcanic eruption, synchronic with all these erupting volcanoes all over Pachamama as she releases the fire from astrologyweekly.com. And now my sacred Condor pulls a card for you today from the tarot deck, Dreams of Gaia from Raven Phelan. And the card she pulled for you today, card 5, the Father. Keywords: fatherhood, leadership, authority, protection, responsibility, guidance, support, compassion, control. Key phrases: the center of power within the family unit, a time for decisive action, a source of strength, not fear. What did your father teach you? Step up and take charge. Guide, instruct, and inspire confidence. Be interested and supportive, not critical. The buck stops with you. Fulfill your obligations. Allow others their autonomy. Share all tasks and responsibilities. Step out of the Stone Age. Meaning, the father in his ideal form is a strong, confident man who, while not believing that the world revolves around him, is very much the center of power within the family unit. He represents the family's core strength and unity. He is stillness within the storm, someone who is active in his role of provider, protector, teacher, and leader. The father is a decisive man of action. He teaches not only by instructions but by example. He is a man of integrity and honesty, someone who keeps his promises and takes responsibility for his actions. He is the provider not just of financial security and sustenance, but also of order and discipline. He sets the rules within the family home, and they are not just rules that he sets for others, but rules he follows himself. Those rules are constants that provide safety and peace within the home, while still allowing all within that space to flourish. He is supportive and encouraging, and also unafraid of play and laughter. He inspires curiosity and creativity in others with his positive influence and interest. He is above all else interested and affectionate. He wants to know his children and shows that he cares. He takes a proactive role in knowing his children's likes and dislikes, loves and fears, and does all he can to have his children leave the family home as confident, happy adults. That's just something a father would do. And now from Isis Channelings, Samhain, Halloween, Gateway of Prophecy. Venus connects cosmic womb with Gaia's womb. Samhain, Halloween, is the blood harvest, the final harvest, when the farmer, having already reaped the cereal and fruit harvests, now sacrifices the livestock. It marks the death of the horned god, the grand stag with the mighty antlers, he who sacrifices his life so that we may live. It's the time of endings, death, letting go, and ruled by the color red, blood red. Samhain is also the transition of the immortal goddess into the wise woman, the powerful crone, the medicine woman, the magical witch, the keeper of ancestral wisdom, mysteries, and secrets, the dark goddess, Kali, Inanna, Morgana, Hecate, Keridwen. It marks the descent into the crone's cauldron of transformation, womb of the goddess, Gaia, underworld of the ancestors. It's where the old souls enter seeking liberation, and in the deep, dark depths of the cauldron, Gaia's womb, hidden from sight, an alchemical transformation is set into motion under the watchful eyes and powerful incantations of the crone, and the old is purified, transformed, rested, replenished, and readies for a fresh new cycle of new beginnings, rebirth, and renewal. The color black rules, the color of magic, protection, secrets, mystical wisdom and alchemy, and prophecy. And every 8 years in the shamanic journey of Venus, Inanna, as the Gemini meta-goddess, Venus conjuncts the cosmic womb, galactic center during the Samhain gateway. Fixed date, 31st of October, lunar Samhain, 4th of November, solar Samhain, 7th of November, Pleiades Samhain, 21st of November, and this time it occurs on November 2nd, close to lunar Samhain of Scorpio, dark, new moon. Venus is currently at third eye chakra at the gate of perception. As the Gemini meta-goddess, Venus Inanna is associated with the archetype of the storyteller, she who brings messages from the heavens down the rainbow for manifestation, the prophet, the seer, the writer of the Akashic, the shaman. She weaves our destiny for the next 8 years, and it is in this capacity that she now conjuncts the mystical, cosmic womb cauldron during the Samhain gateway of the dark goddess, Gaia's witch's cauldron of endings and new beginnings. Lunar Samhain, new moon in Scorpio, November 4th, 2021, is celebrated as Diwali in India, marking the new year when new trade ledgers are stirred afresh with the blessings of Lord Ganesh and Goddess Parvati, just as the day after Samhain is celebrated as the first day of the new year, new cycle of the wheel of the year. There are, however, some parts of India that celebrate Diwali with Goddess Kali Puja, the dark goddess of time, of beginnings and endings. This is the eye of the needle, the liminal space between death and rebirth, endings and beginnings, a time for deep purification, rest, and replenishment of our inner landscape cauldron, so as to support the new seeds of manifestation which we are bringing in directly from the cosmic womb of creation via Venus, Inanna. Samhain is always a potent time, for the veils are thin, but with Venus at cosmic womb, it's potent on steroids. What story would you like to weave for the next 8 years? What do you wish to be released of, and in its place, what would you wish to manifest for yourself and for our planet? And light, and grace, and joy. Be the change you want to see. Sake Na, from IsisChannelings.wordpress.com. And from Divine Sistar of the Light, Divine Feminine 7777. Happy Halloween. If you felt anxiety and disharmony over the past few days, this is the time to look at what you've been holding on to and why you've felt unwilling to release it. Halloween signifies the closing of a significant life chapter. The veil is thin between the physical and ethereal world, and intuition and sensitivities become magnified and heightened. This means everything we've been trying to oppress, deny, ignore, or reject is rising to the surface and being brought to our attention for the deepest and final rinsing, cleansing, healing, and clearing. We are currently transitioning at immense speeds, so be prepared to rapidly let go of any outdated patterns, harmful thoughts, dysfunctional relationships, and negative belief systems. Eliminate anything that has fallen out of alignment, as November is set to be an immensely transformational month, and space is needed for all the new opportunities and openings ahead. Everything you have been working on manifesting is on the cusp of arriving, and the only thing holding it all back is the false belief that you are not ready, not deserving, not equipped, or not enough in some way. Only you can convince yourself otherwise, and change the story and watch as it all turns around. October was a month full of letting it all fall away and noticing what stayed. A lot desperately needed to change, and it has, but tables are still turning and there is still work to do before things fall into place. November will be a month for focusing on a new direction, working hard, prioritizing what's important, and getting rid of anything that no longer resonates or doesn't align with the exact life you want, need, desire, dream of, deserve, and have been waiting for. It is all coming. It is all moving. So turn the anxiety around and transmute it into trust, passion, and excitement. You deserve it all, and you will easily rise over any obstacles that are placed along your path. Decide your story now and focus on its creation, and you will be amazed at how fast everything you hope for arrives. Expect the unexpected in the most positive and abundant way on this mystical and magical spellbinding Halloween. Miracles can and will happen. Just stay open, follow the universe's signs, and have faith. It is said that All Hallows Eve is one of the nights when the veil between the worlds is thin, and whether you believe in such things or not, those roaming spirits probably believe in you, or at least acknowledge your existence, considering that it used to be their own. Even the air feels different on Halloween, autumn, crisp and bright. Aaron Morgenstern. Samhain is a Gaelic festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, or the dark half of the year. The celebrations are beginning on the evening of the 31st October. It is about halfway between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. The Samhain portal is a powerful portal when the veil between the physical world and the higher dimensions is really thin. At Samhain, our inner world is overtaking the outer world. We are turning within and are ready to see, feel, experience the darkness within. We have an opportunity to open up to the shadows within, to shift the energy, not to be afraid of the darkness, but see it as we see the light, as part of who we are as beings in this physical human life. We are going through the death, rebirth process each year at this time, and the energetic shifts happening in the last weeks only mean this year's death and rebirth process will be even more powerful than it usually was. Samhain can really support your personal growth and the ascension process if you consciously go within and face the darkness with love, not fear. The darkness is part of who you are, and we're here to clear the fear of darkness, not the darkness itself. Be ready to see, feel, experience the darkness. Don't try to run away from it or hide as the ego would love to, and it has done all the time. You are stronger now as you were last year or even last month. You can and will progress and even jump some timelines. The universe is supporting us energetically in that direction. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Raylene Brady, Veils no more. Humanity as a whole have been living in an inversion bubble. Time to find our proverbial needle in a haystack to burst the illusory play of such bubbles. Life on true earth requires us to hold true our divine and authentic creatrix signature, made manifest on the earth plane as divine light, as we recognize ourselves lighting up, acupuncture our divine essence along the Christic crystalline grid points. Central Park holds many unfathomable secrets. Samhain's portal. Refrain from rituals that seek to dim your inner being and beingness. Do without doing, and everything gets done. And art rekindled. It is not sufficient to recognize and integrate our darkness, but to realize false light. Not all that glitters is gold, and not all that glows in rainbow hues holds true. Anchor your innate integrated light at this juncture. See it effortlessly expanding out from whence you in there stand. The great round is upon us, cycles within cycles, wheels within wheels. Remaining in free flow with the divinity held in nature is key. The trees in this vicinity hold clues for release, stirring deep magic, and spreading heartfelt joy is our organic antidote. A return to innocence is imminent. Metagalactic morphogenetic liberty codes abound. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Karen Lithica, Spiral Weaving, Gateway to the Higher Dimensions. Marked on sacred sites, for many it resonates a deep internal knowing. Do you feel the connection, dear one? Have you felt the inner calling of the spiral, but haven't been able to truly place the meaning for you? We shall explain. The spiral pattern is a gateway to the higher dimensions. It acts as a wormhole, allowing you to travel across your planet to the higher dimensions, a skill widely used by those with the activated DNA known as shamans. The transmutation of Gaia and all beings enables you to connect to the spiral energy combined with the activation of your DNA to transverse your planet in the higher dimensions. As you start traveling with your light body, know your capabilities are greatly expanded as you are being turned on, DNA activating and awakening. Know this is your future to transverse the universe and your planet. Have the galactic freedom you seek. Use your multidimensional wings of light. Spiral technique. Use your writing hand to draw large spirals in the air. As you do this, connect to the energy of the spiral. Feel into the air, the elementals. Feel into the expansion. Allow your mind to wonder, expand. We ask you to start visualizing the spiral as a three-dimensional image, like a crop circle. One-dimensional, multi-dimensional light image. Expand your visual creativity. Side by side, we align and awaken to the higher dimensional forces of our reality. Blessings for your day. From KarenLithica.com. And from Divine Brothor of the Light, Richard Rudd, Gene Keys, Unlocking the Higher Purpose Hidden in Your DNA. October 31st through November 4th, 2021, Gene Key 44. Interference, teamwork, synarchy. The current state of our planet cannot be fixed from the top down. If a program is misfiring in such a huge and complex manner, you have to fix it at the grassroots level. You have to reset the basic components, which are the individuals, followed next by relationships. The moment we begin to see relationships appearing in the world without interference patterns, we will know that the core human fractal is rebuilding itself from the bottom up. When the 44th seed is present in a human being, then they see the entire tapestry of human interaction through time and space. They not only see it, but they dissolve into it. The Gene Keys, Embracing Your Higher Purpose. From the Yi Ching Hexagram 44. Coming to meet. The wind blows beneath radiant sun, disseminating the pollen of divine wisdom throughout the world. Synarchy is the beauty of clarity. Teamwork is fresh intuition. Interference is entropy of unease, creating intention. When the ruler issues commands, he has them proclaimed in every corner of the world. Synarchy means we all lead together. It doesn't mean that we're all the same, not at all. It means that our uniqueness has a place within the orchestra, and instead of just playing a nice tune and being oblivious to all those around us, we begin to play in harmony with everyone. Richard Rudd, 64 Ways, GeneKeys.com. And from the Archangelic Calendar, Gaia is in Circe's will. Circe, our galaxy, acts upon the infinite universe's will, which is yet a microcosm for infinitely expanding Creator Source. The current setting is spirit. While we have experienced this macro setting before, we have not seen it take over in the way it is. Figuratively speaking, the saying, "we make plans and God laughs," is going to be the understatement of the day, as our higher self completely takes over every aspect of everything. The 1, 2, 3, 4 gate is present in our octal calculations, indicating progress and movement will be a significant factor in our macro and micro lives. The protective mother energy is higher than ever before. All sides of our macro selves are converging on the now of our reality. Legion and 5D News. Archangel Vanth, the Archangel of the Lost, has been very busy bringing many back to their origins. Many newly upgraded and enlightened individuals are hitting the median consciousness of humanity. This circumstance will cause many things to happen, most of which will be very consequential to society. Many intense battles in the ether, higher dimensions have been won. The day has been entirely triumphant, and the manifestation of these battles are hitting our physical reality at the moment. At a certain level of consciousness, your wings, extended chakra zone, will carry you back to your optimum timeline if you ever get lost. They know what to do as they are an extension of your macro self. We are not trying to change the world. We are changing the landscape of existence, and it's succeeding very well. Initially and continuously, the U.S.-Mexican border is an unnatural boundary. This boundary should have never been because it drew a wedge between families, tribes, and friends. In general, the lines drawn by countries caused more harm than anyone could have ever anticipated. We must hold all people in our hearts regardless of geographic location. Malevolence will blame themselves for their failure to succeed. This will cause massive self-deprecation of many. The macro goddess, who takes on many forms, Mary, Kuan Yin, Isis, etc., have visited each and everyone hearing this now. Some recall this moment, and some do not. If you do not, search for this memory, and you may be surprised at what you will find. We do this work selflessly, but we do ask for something in return. Results. Overwhelming, effective results. Nibiru is parking by Neptune. Jupiter clashed with a large mass, which has caused many things to awaken on the planet. Golden archangels appear from Arcturus, and they are very present here on Earth. This Special Forces unit was exclusive to Arcturus until now. Kudos to the people standing up against the segregation. Welcome to our legions. You will find a home in the bravest legion. Sometimes you have to work the quantum field a bit to get optimal results. You can't out-tech nature. Nature, by its nature, is perfect technology. Philosophical buffet, you can't get somewhere that you're not attempting to travel. A broken person cannot help anyone. Do not expect them to. Allow them to have their sacred space, time to heal. Apply compassion and tough love when necessary. Some civilizations float above the natural landscapes, are invisible to the naked eye. This situation was the original notion described when the term ascended civilization was used. Don't worry, it will all heal one way or another. Creativity is a wound turned into light. When it is all said and done, only love will remain. Not many are aware of the role love takes because love is not always rainbows and butterflies. Regarding soul testing, it helps to know who is giving the exam and why it is there. The teacher is you, and you are giving the test to yourself to find out who you are. That's how this all got started with the question, who am I? Making all experiences a step of self-knowledge. You cannot claim that you are spiritual and shout out hate, regardless of what you think is moral or not. It's inappropriate to hate and say you respect the macro. It simply does not match. It is a lot like being a fish that does not swim or a star that does not shine. It's detrimental to your existence. The assignments we do at the end of all calendar reports are much like multivitamins. Sometimes you need more vitamin C, or other times vitamin A. Regardless, it has it all covered. The tools and assignments for today are in a link in the description below this video. From ArchangelicCalendar.com. From Here in the Moon Astrology, Sunday, October 31st, 2021, Samhain, Trickster Time. Choosing those deeply unfashionable things, slowing down, letting your unaccounted for time expand, getting enough sleep, resting, are radical acts these days because they are essential to thriving, not just surviving. This Samhain Scorpion season is a Hecate crossroads we all instinctively recognize, a liminal moment when you need to shed a skin, a mask, a disguise. If you do, you'll feel exposed, raw, and need to take extra care of yourself for a while. If you don't, that old skin will harden around you. Winter and wintering is not the death of the life cycle, but its crucible. November opens with a new moon in Scorpio on Thursday, November 4th. Not just a new moon, but a super new moon, with the moon at its closest approach to Earth. The Earth, moon, and sun are all in line. Along with the ongoing CMEs and solar flares, anticipate an uptick in seismic activity, earthquakes, significant volcanic eruptions, and extreme tidal surges. These geophysical manifestations fritz and fry your energy field, intensifying emotional volatility. Scorpio, ruled by both Pluto and Mars, is the great denumbing agent of the zodiac, so this is no lightweight new moon. Venus is on the galactic center, insisting that the truth is told, seen, felt, and heard. Both the sun and moon directly oppose unpredictable Uranus and Taurus, at odds with taskmaster Saturn, challenging all the fixed signs. No one wants to move a centimeter from where they are. You may feel dug in or feel the resistance of others to your ideas and efforts. So be it. The seeds of the super new moon will be harvested in 2 weeks' time on November 19th at the full moon lunar eclipse across the fixed signs of Taurus and Scorpio. Not everyone wants to look deep. The constant hit of 24/7 disinformation and fear has most people running for instant distraction. But at this supermoon, there's nowhere left to run. The only option is to stop and face the raw truth of what you feel and the raw truth of what's going on all around you. In the face of this dark night of the global soul, where none of our old avoidance tricks and tactics touch the sides, those of us who are empaths and sensitives are having to develop these gifts to a new level of skill, learning to live moment to moment, honing our ability to scry, to know without knowing, to intuit, to sense energy as if we have fur and feathers. Scorpio is the great denumbing agent of the zodiac, which means that this November, with its super new moon plus lunar eclipse and intense Mars-Pluto activations, is not for the faint of heart. After long, weary months of retrograde inertia, 2021 is going to go out with a big bang. Prepare to be shaken and stirred. From here in the moonastrology.co.uk. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Leah Whitehorse. Venus conjunct Juno in Sagittarius. The goddess of love and harmony meets the goddess of marriage, fidelity, and fairness in the far-reaching sign of Sagittarius. This is a time to go the extra mile in relationships of all kinds. Be prepared to explore unknown territory. Be willing to have an adventure that will allow for growth. Away from relationships, this aspect encourages you to commit to your vision for the future and honor your heart's calling. Venus and Juno lie close to the galactic center, so there is vastly creative energy at hand to give fire to your dreams. This is also the date of the sacred pagan festival Samhain. It's a time to remember those who have passed over and remember our ancestors. Create an offering, a glass of wine or water, a plate of cake, sweet as the souls of those long past. Allow for silence as well as song, sadness as well as joy. Grief is love, dipped in tears. Let yourself feel, mourn, grieve, then blow a kiss to the world of spirit. You are loved beyond measure. A note to say that astrological Samhain falls on November 7th this year, when the sun reaches 15 degrees of Scorpio. From LeahWhitehorse.com. And from 13 Moon Peace Time, today we flowed through galactic signature Keen 61, Red Solar Dragon, Ballon Imish. After harmonizing the galactic tone of integrity comes the solar tone of intention. Red Solar Dragon guides and teaches us to receive and transmit energetic powers of nourishment by resting in our primal being. Intention is the power which precedes and supports all manifestation. Red Solar Dragon encourages us to intentionally take awe in the birth of each moment and mindfully focus on self-nurturance through accepting the nurturance of the universe. Never underestimate the energetic power of focused intention. Red Solar Dragon, Ballon Imish, reminds us that the key to actualization is an intentional willingness to mentally and physically mobilize in conjunction with the never-ending pulsing out of intelligent vibrational energy as we determine our truest and highest aspirations and motivations. The cauldron of creation is inviting us to both physically and mentally mobilize towards our truest aspirations in order to open and move through metaphysical doors of limitless possibilities. Then, after setting conscious, intentional aim, we are asked to surrender our ego's need to control and to release all attachments to future outcomes. As we collectively shed the illusory pains and limitations of evaluation, we gain the unending support of neutrality and unconditional acceptance. The synergy of reciprocal, intelligent, vibrational energy echoes like a strong and steady pulsing heartbeat, thus turning the wheels of reciprocity. Keen 61 through Keen 64, Harmonic 16, crystal input informed flowering of cooperation. Rune 10, conduct treads the way. Codon 10, practice. Divinatory affirmation, conduct treads the way as ocean of meditation. 3. The book of remembrance is buried deep. 2. Meditate with no excuse. 1. Realize self apart from cause and effect. From 13moonpeacetime.com. And today from the Dzolkeen Times, Keen 61, Red, Solar Dragon. The number 9 is called solar, and its keywords are realizing, intention, and pulse. If you study the graphic which accompanies this forecast, you will see that the wave spell begins and ends on the same color. This happens in all wave spells. The 5th day and the 9th day are also the same color. This connection symbolizes gear shifts in the energy of the 13-day journey. Number 9 is the shift into the highest gear before it completes on the last day. The number 9 is powerful in many cultures because it is 3 times 3, which is very sacred. Because of this power, today your intention carries great strength. Be careful what you wish for, you may just get it. Today is Red Dragon, the day that represents birth, being, and nurture. Dragon days are great for starting projects or a new job, moving house, or starting your life over. Dragons live in caves, which are symbols of Mother Earth's womb. Springing from the womb is new life, as it is a number 9 day, and that represents intention. If it is your intention to start your life over today, then you have chosen a great day to do it. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Christina, Papa Giorgio. Red Solar Dragon, 9, Emish, Keen 61, 31st of October 2021, Pulsing New Birth, From Dark to Light, 31-10-2021 equal 4-10-5 equal 4-15 equal 4-6 equal 10 equal 1. Day codes 31, Genius, Think Outside the Box, 4, Form, Structure, Foundation, Earth, Angelic, 10, Manifestation, Authority, Power, 1, New Beginnings, Leader, Original. Month year codes 10, Manifestation, Authority, Power, 1, New Beginnings, Leader, Original. 15, Spiritual Alchemy, Charisma, Magnetism. 6, Heaven, Christ, Romance, Harmony. Keen 61 equals 7, Magic, Mystic, Spiritual, Solitude. Day 1 atop column 4 in the Dzolkeen calendar as we start another 20-day cycle through the solar seals. The 4th column is about form, structure, and laying a new solid foundation. It also denotes the earth element and is connected to the angelic frequency. Happy Hallows Eve. Lots of magic abounds today, which is an interesting juxtaposition as Halloween is associated with black magic and dark ritual sacrifices. It is quite a heavy and dark energetic day as a festival celebrating the dead on this final October day. If you are participating in the celebrations, make sure you dress up in light costumes and focus on closing any dark portals in your vicinity. From dark to light. In direct contrast, the solar dragon represents birth and new beginnings. From the cycle of death and decay springs new life. Just as rotting organic matter becomes compost in the soil and fertilizes the new seed, the nutrients and elements are recycled into a new form, born again. We are currently in the sign of Scorpio, which symbolizes the flight of the phoenix rising from the ashes, and so the analogy is very pertinent today. We can celebrate the dead through honoring our ancestors rather than ghouls, zombies, and non-human entities, giving gratitude for the sacrifices, wisdom, lessons, and legacy they have left us. Our focus should not be on raising the dead, but rather on honoring those who came before us and are now in spirit. Day 9 in the Red Skywalker wave spell of awakening to our true selves through exploration and expansion. Today we realize what it is to explore and awaken through responding to signs and synchronicities from Pachamama. Through this new birthing, we achieve solar expansion, fueled by the reawakening of the Christ consciousness codes. Tone of creation, solar tone 9 operates in the spiritual realm. Action realizing, power to pulse, essence, intention. The 9th day of Red Skywalker wave spell is the one that gives the last push prior to manifestation. The solar phase is where we wake up to the fact that our will affects the reality we experience. So we begin pulsing, extending our intent into realization, visualizing what we want to manifest, and pulsing that intention from our heart, This assists us in making our dreams come true. This is potent manifestation energy today. What are you birthing, and what desires are you pulsing into reality? We are gifted once again with a very divinely spiritual day, counteracting the darkness and supporting us to rise and shine brightly as the precious star blossoms that we are, expanding into pure consciousness. Today we are birthing a new world filled with light and a new way of being, as newly Christed, golden, solar humans. What will you energize? The more we focus on bliss and our new paradise, the quicker we manifest it, especially during the bleak and challenging times. In order to pulse our radiant codes and intentions into creating our brilliant new reality, we must fully connect with our divine child. Through the magic of our hearts, we can pulse through creation codes to ignite our new creations, our projects, our creativity, our new communities, all through the element of joy and spontaneity. Follow the signs of the heart where our most joy exists. That is the true path for our soul to follow. As you realize that your divine child is in fact your God source, as a child of God Goddess, just as Yeshua is, this realization allows you to rebirth the flame of the Christ consciousness that lies within you and in each one of us, the divine gift and blessings hidden inside each of us to discover and unwrap like a precious diamond. This solar Sophia Christos energy is the golden egg, waiting to hatch through your intention to allow for this sacred birth within you, if you wish to accept it. Just open your hearts and begin pulsing. A brilliant day to birth new light on our beautiful planet. Pump it out, planetary keen. Pumpkin. Today's question is, how can I birth the Sophia, Christ consciousness light energy in my solar being and pulse this out with intention through my being? Enjoy this magical day. It is time to rejoice and celebrate the birthing of our grand new Sophia, Christos consciousness. Victory to the light. In la kecha la Keen. Christina White, Magnetic World Bridger. Keen 66. Keen 61. Red Solar Dragon. The mantra, the code for today is, I pulse in order to nurture. Realizing being, I seal the input of birth with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of navigation. And on this powerful day of activations, manifestations, and magical transformations, let us know, beloved beings of light, in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, your dreams, your visions, and your synchronicities. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click the subscribe button below and the little bell to get notifications on future updates. And as always, we have a link in the description below to the transcriptions of today's transmissions, and we archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. And I'd like to take the time to thank everyone supporting us in our work and mission. It's because of your monthly pledges and donations we're able to continue this work. So if you'd like to help support our channel, our mission, and our work, you can make a monthly pledge to our Patreon page at whitegoldeagle.com. And I'd like to thank Divine Brothor of the Light, Milos Radic, for your donation, another donation today. Thank you, Divine Brother. Appreciate you and your support. We appreciate all of you and your continued support. If you'd like to make a one-time donation, you could do so to our PayPal link at eaglelovecondor.com. And I'd like to also thank everyone supporting my Sacred Condor's artwork on Etsy. You can purchase her beautiful handmade goddess totems, angels, and zodiac goddesses, and other works of art at lunagoddessart.com. Now we're going to complete today's transmission with powerful codes shared from Divine Brothor of the Light, Francois Braun. Our journey together into oneness. Where there is love, there is oneness, and in complete oneness, the infinite is realized completely at all times and in every sphere of life. Meher Baba. Ponder for a moment a fantasy. Think of a fantasy that is exciting, thrilling, volatile to your being. Now feel all the emotion of that fantasy. That is how the universe was created. That is how humanity was created. That is how everything is created. My beloved masters, you are indeed the creators of all life. You are the ones who made the spectacular lights that you see in your heavens. You are the ones who created the realities of color, design, texture, and smell. You are indeed the magnificent creatures of a magnificent Father, Mother God that is truly everything that is. You are not the bastards of the universe. You are the creators of it. You are the supreme intelligence of God expressing in your own creation called this human experience. And all life stands awaiting your presence, your thought, your feeling. Through your creative power and your sovereign godship, you have the ability to accept, to hold, and to contemplate thought. And through that intelligence, you have fashioned everything that is. I tell you, God is within you. It has been there all your lives. You are already God, for that is the divine, creative intelligence that sits within the cavity of your being, the essence that has loved you into experiencing limitation and will love you back into unlimited once again. Ramta. Thank you for joining us today, beloved beings of light. Have a most beautiful and blessed Samhain and All Saints' Day tomorrow on the 111 portal, also in 1111 gateway. The portals through your heart into the divine are fully opened and fully activated. Now we step through the eye of the needle into the promised land of the new earth. Keep walking gently your sacred path with heart and shine brightly into the night. Be sure to make this the best day ever. The eagle and the condor love you all. Namaste.